So I know a lot of Luigi fans are mad about Luigi being the damsel in the movie. However, it's what Luigi does as the damsel and also leading up uh to those events where he reveals aspects of his personality which wouldn't be revealed otherwise, and also it shows that he's a threat, and Bowser's army knows that. So I'll explain why. Luigi lands in the dark world with just a flashlight, manages to knock out a dry bones without any Mushroom Kingdom training, and uh, gets the dry bones horde mad enough at him to chase after him through the forest, through or over a pit of lava, which he's able to get across using the rocks. And he's able to outrun the dry bones horde uh, by making it into the castle and slamming the doors shut behind him. So even though he's not that much of a fighter, then he's still able to, like, he's not helpless. And because once again, he just has a flashlight. And then he, once he runs into the Shy Guys and the Shy Guys capture him, then the Shy Guys have presumably already seen, it's like, what happened with, or at least the tail end of what happened with the dry bones. Uh, and so they know it's like that Luigi is trouble. And so when they capture him, they don't just tie him up like in a regular way, or and it's like, let's face it, if he wasn't seen as a threat at all, they wouldn't have tied him up. And so, but then they do tie him up with and like they tie his wrists, so it's like with rope, but then it's like handcuffs, and then so that limits his mobility, so uh that that he can't fight back. And so it's like, and then with the uh sniffet holding the end of the rope, then he can pretty much only walk where they want the way they're the direction they're pulling him. And then even so, he starts to veer off like in another direction, and then that's why the sniffet yanks him uh, back into place by the rope. So it reveals that uh, Luigi is, in his own way, is well, not obedient. He won't just uh, go where people tell him to unless he's forced to. So um, and then once the Shy Guys, oh, and also he's surrounded by three Shy Guys, and then the Sniffet, or the Sniffet is pulling him. So So that's pretty tight security for just a guy with a flashlight. And in fact, initially, Bowser's army views Mario as much more of a joke than Luigi. So, which is interesting. And then Mario has to like work a lot harder to be able to even fight. And as I said, Luigi uh, knocked out uh, the dry bones earlier, so it shows he can fight. And then he hasn't even had any uh, mushroom training. It's like on how the Mushroom Kingdom works, uh, or how to fight in the Mushroom Kingdom. So Luigi's clearly starting from a uh, much higher skill level, I guess, with much less of a learning curve. Um, and but which it's obscured because since Luigi's so terrified, so then that might read um, to fans as incompetence. But when you just see it's like what he does, then it shows that he's quite capable and much more, which is unexpected, as considering he doesn't know how any of the like the Mushroom Kingdom, or rather Bowser's uh, like the Dark World works. Um, all right, finally, when he's brought to Bowser, then of course he's absolutely terrified. It's like of Bowser approaching him, but he still has the I guess self preservation to kind of veer away from him. It's like even though it's like uh his wrists are tied, it's like he can't escape, but he's still trying to veer away from Bowser. And then Kamek like immediately appears. It's like and then magically immobilizes him. That shows that Kamek anticipates Luigi trying to make a break for it. And so Kamek notices that Luigi's a slippery guy, and then the Shy Guys uh, know that he's slippery. That's why um, they tied him up uh, in a way where he can't, where his mobility is very limited. And so the whole time that then Bowser's interrogating Luigi, then Luigi is magically immobilized. So it's if he wasn't or if Bowser's army didn't consider him a threat, then there would be no need for magical immobilization. Uh, and so then obviously Bowser doesn't think much of Luigi, uh, since he threw him very roughly after torturing him. Uh, and but then Bowser's army seems to view Luigi as a threat. All right, next is the Luigi being tortured by Bowser. It's quite a painful scene to watch, and then also shows that Luigi is he's not naive. It's like, I mean, of course he's gonna deny at first that he knows Mario. I mean, he is uh it's like it's about like self preservation. Uh, but then when then the second time, Bowser asks him, then he affirms his good relationship with his brother, and then manages to insult Bowser at the same time. It's like, well, like, well, just screaming, and it's very revealing. It's like of Luigi's personality, that he's always going to get uh, a smart remark in, uh, even if he's in horrible pain, and probably with that smart remark, then risking more pain to himself. Um, so it also, yeah, it shows that initially it's like he'll go uh, for self preservation, but then but it but he also really loves his brother, and will acknowledge him eventually, and um, it's like, so uh, he's not entirely selfish, or rather he'll make a selfish decision, and then uh, he'll always choose his brother in the end. And um, then he gets um, thrown into the prison. Wait, first of all, it's interesting because the the penguins, it's like, who are the prisoners of war, um, that Bowser and his army captured earlier. They they're there, but there's also some Goombas. So uh, so it seems like this is a regular prison. It's like for um, I guess like for yeah, members of Bowser's army, which who displeased him, and so it's interesting to see uh, Luigi in a kind of a regular, or um, I don't know, the or regular, I guess, dark world. I guess that's the name of Bowser's Kingdom. Well, prison, rather than being, specifically captured because like he's in the way or something. And uh, also, yeah, and as for the that particular prison, it's like it's just a set of cages, so that's like there's no escaping, no tunneling, uh, no ability to distract the guards or something. So uh, it's pretty much like a hopeless situation. So now he has to uh, basically survive this hopeless situation with his sanity intact, because then there's Luma, who's um, basically resigned himself um, to imminent doom, or and and then and also it's like he doesn't expect anyone to, or Luigi doesn't expect anyone to save him. So it's like he's uh basically in a hopeless situation and can't do anything about it. It's like in a so he has the harder mental journey, I would say, uh, especially with Luma there. And then, right. So the third part is the um, the attempted ritual sacrifice. As the cage is being lowered, and then it gets closer and closer to the lava, then Luigi actually climbs up to the roof of the cage, which I can't remember any of the penguins doing. So Luigi shows that he has a very, very strong sense of self-preservation, um, and then when Donkey Kong pulls up the mechanism, it's like for the cages to go back up, then Luigi is pretty much well, trying to climb up onto the top of the cage, um, from the outside. And yeah, it's like he can't hold on, but then he's gonna fight for uh that like last bit of like safe or solid ground, and which is is admirable, because yeah, it's like he's seen as a coward, he's seen um as not brave, but when it comes to uh preserving his life, it's like he's going to do all that he can. And um so I thought that was revealing about Luigi's personality. And then, and it once again, it couldn't be revealed. It's like if he wasn't in such a perilous situation, and I thought that was really uh, um, such a close call, and uh, I was nervous. I mean, I didn't think that. I was wondering, so how is he going to get out of that? Um, I actually wasn't expecting Mario to save him, and the like that's the thing about Luigi. It's like he's very devoted to his brother. He loves his brother, but he does get a. It's like he always gets a smart remark in. It's like about the um the the Tanuki suit. Then it's like um he he remarks on it. It's like, and it's like, why, and thinks that like Mario looks like a bear. Uh, he's also kind of like, um, and since he's the taller brother, then he can, uh, f- well, yeah, then he grabs Mario's Tanuki suit ear, and and uh, and then yeah, it's like makes no secret. It's like that it's weird, it's weird that that Mario's running around um in that or looking like a bear. And so I thought uh Luigi did really that he's even though it's like it's even though it's like him being a damsel, then it's like he just did uh everything he could um to like get away, and to and even after he was captured, it's like to still try to get away, and or to to run, or well, this is before he got captured, but it's like to fight or to run, or and he's it just shows like Luigi is just as tenacious um as Mario, uh and once again, the fact that that Bowser's army, it's like kept, well, was so uh like yeah, actually restrained him, and was so rough with him. It shows it's like he's uh it's like they don't see him. It's like that Luigi's not a wimp, and he's not and neither does Bowser's army see him as a wimp. And um because the yeah, Bowser's army wasn't even scared of the penguins, and though they weren't scared of Luigi, they did take precautions so that he wouldn't become a problem, because as I said, he's so slippery, and the moment the moment that he's given the chance, he'll take it and try to escape, and or to uh to either to either run or fight. Um, and then that's the last thing. When he gets the power star and then he becomes invincible, he knows what to do. He falls. It's like um, he's in perfect like sync with Mario. Once again, Mario had to train many times in order to uh, get to the peak of his ability. And then Luigi gets the star, and he is able to do all that. It's like without having gone through the same training that Mario did. So Luigi is just he adapts very easily. It's like he's resourceful, um and he always gets a smart remark in. He always gets uh um not necessarily he wasn't actually very sarcastic in this movie, but then he always has something to say. And then so definitely passive is the, I would think, the wrong word to use for Luigi in this movie, even though his role is of a damsel, because I think he's anything, Luigi's anything but passive. And but he makes it known in more subtle ways than does Mario. But so I finished watching this movie with a greater appreciation of Luigi, and then a realization that he doesn't have to um, have an antagonistic relationship with Mario, like in Super Paper Mario, to uh, be able to show what he's got. I mean, of course, I love that antagonistic relationship in Super Paper Mario, um, but since everything kind of is against the brother, everyone and everything is against the brothers here, then it made sense they didn't that they didn't fight, and or that they didn't fight here. And um but but even though, yeah, Luigi has to be well, saved from death, uh or in the lava, or I mean, the second time, like the first time he deals with the lava very well. I mean, said he jumps across it with using the rocks. Um, but then, so even though Luigi has to be saved from the lava the second time, then he is able to show his stuff, and then he's able to also to show his stuff uh, while getting along with Mario, while having a good and let's say a non-dysfunctional relationship with uh, with Mario. And uh, and I think the family dynamic also had to do. I mean, the dynamic with Mario, Luigi, and the rest of their family had to do with that, because there's some antagonism between. Um, well, I mean, yeah, there's kind of a lot of antagonism between uh, like Mario's dad, and then uh, and then Mario and Luigi. So um, it actually makes sense that they're not fighting in this movie. Um, like they have done so many times in like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, in and then in a huge way in Super Paper Mario. And but so I guess in my opinion, it was actually refreshing to see them not fight, because they fight in so many different iterations. But uh, that Luigi was still able to show, it's like that he, as I said, he's just as um, much as of a fighter uh, as Mario. Um, both uh, yeah, when he doesn't have or before getting before getting the star, and then when he gets the star, it's amazing how well he fights. Oh, and also with when he protects Mario with the he saves Mario with um the um the was it the manhole cover? Um that was, first of all, that was surprising, and that was also heartwarming, and it and then shows also how resourceful Luigi is, and whatever he can do to uh, cling on to life, and then to and also to protect his brother's life, then he's uh, he it's he just, yeah, does whatever he needs to. So um, yeah, I was really impressed with um, Luigi in the Mario movie, and how he relates to Mario, and um, so obviously I know most Luigi fans don't see it that way, um, but then um, I think Luigi has always been, rather than passive, um, than active in his own way. It's like he fights in his own way, and then the it's that was very distinct here, and so I appreciated that movie, the movie for that. He doesn't fight the same way as Mario, and um and then and but when he gets a star, then he and Mario are perfectly in sync too. So then once again, Luigi can adapt to uh, different situations, and very, very quickly. And then, uh, so if, I guess to wrap this up, this movie showed that even as a damsel, it's like Luigi's a survivor, Luigi's a fighter, um, and and when he's a runner, he runs spectacularly. Uh, all right, well, guess that's all I have to say for Luigi in the movie.